Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the Zero to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. As like last week, we have been doing our raid posting for the day, and basically what we did last night was basically our raid posting. So now it is time to see the rewards from just last night. Now, bearing in mind, I always go to broke when I do this. I spent around about 600,000, but I accidentally looted around about 95,000. So forgive me for that, because I decided to do some quick crafting while I was actually posting throughout the day, as I pretty much started a little bit earlier than usual. If you were on my Discord, you would know that I was posting a little bit earlier. This was to test something out that one of my subscribers asked, saying that if you post in the morning, it actually works quite well as well. So I tested it out and it does actually work quite well for raid nights. Now, aside from that, let's just jump into the gold, which is 132 males, and the gold value for the first clean out is 233,546 gold. That is pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with that. And we sold an array of different types of things. Now, obviously, we were selling glyphs, we were selling war scrolls, we were selling everything within the groups for the master poster for the raid night essentials. So that being the case, that would be mostly inscription stuff and a couple of enchanting materials, such as a couple of enchanting scrolls, such as the herbalism ones, the crafting ones. You get the point, those ones. And most predominantly, it is the flasks, which we sold quite a hell of a lot of. Now, if I broke down which ones actually made the most gold, it's obviously the flasks. Greater flask of the currents, 32,223 gold. If I go down even further, the flask of currents, 22, one of those for 13,286. I think you get the point. Let's just pull in all of this first amount of gold, which is 233,000, and let's just pull that in right now. And yeah, this is going to be a sizable amount. Obviously, we're not going to get all of our initial investment for raid night back in one day. I think I would be exceedingly lucky if I ever did that. But other than that, I'm really not overly too fussed. But we're currently just pulling in all of the different types of stuff and all that jazz. So at this moment in time, raid night was kind of competitive again last night. It's actually starting to get really, really competitive. My aggro posting is working, but I have to keep up with everyone else aggro posting at the moment, and it's kind of tricky, so to speak. So yeah, it's a bit of a learning curve. May not talk about aggro posting on certain aspects. Okay, so other than that, the next clean out for our males is a healthy 61,249 gold. Things of note is Superior Battle Potion of Strength, the Tome of the Quiet Mind. We sold 126 of those, 27,389 gold. That profit margin was insane. It was about 110% on top of the crafting cost. It was amazing. But aside from that, we had Greater Flask of Fathoms and all of the other stuff. Fathoms sell really, really fast, but the profit margins on them aren't that great. But Flask of Currents for me at the moment are doing quite well because they're on a profit even without the proc. So that's something I've got to be thankful for right there. So let's just pull in all of this gold. That is another 61,000. And that should be it for all of that jazz. Now, I'm pretty damn happy on the way things are going thus far. We're seeming to be making quite a lot of our gold back. And what we initially invested was around about 600,000 gold. And our estimated take home after everything sells for raid night is about 700,000 gold afterwards. But obviously we got to take into account the auction house cut, which would bring us down to 95,000 gold. So not too bad, not too bad. It's not the end of the world, but it's not great, the profit margins for this at this moment in time for myself. Now, obviously, the raid night essential crafting will probably be good for you on your realm. This is why you've got to check it and see if it works for yourself. Now, aside from that, let's just jump into our mighty Brutosaur. And then we'll see all the stuff that's sold already. We've already sold 10,000 gold's worth of stuff on the master poster and the BFA raid tailoring, which we sold a Seabreeze saddle for 6,364, 29 of those. The Fragrant Cacavia, which is 2,765, 553, 497. That's pretty damn good. I think people are buying them mainly for the World Quest that's up today, so that's probably why they're being bought in 9s, 10s, and 50s. All the other stuff is just low tier stuff, so like a formula enchant for a two-handed weapon, which is an old one for enchanting 300, so that's a classic one, and that's like 2 gold 99. The other one is siphoning, which was 100 gold, so pretty damn good. I'm happy with the way things are going. We're definitely going to be doing some more aggro posting because the aggro posting is working, and our running total at this moment in time from our initial investment is 379,903 gold. Now, that being the case, I'm going to have to aggro post for the next couple of days. Maybe I could get it back by tonight. If we can get back by tonight, I can then start the other things moving forward. But aside from that, that's basically what's going to be happening. And then we'll just have to go on and go forth. But this is probably a prime time to actually explain the inscription thing. So let's just jump over to our inscriber. Okay, so now we're on Zathrash, we can have a look at what we've actually got remnants left over from our investments, which is Crimson Pigment, some Roseate. So we'll be using that in some later on crafts. All this will be used. I just haven't been bothered to actually craft my Crimson Pigments yet, as we'll do those on a down day, not a raid day. Along with that, we've actually got quite a hell of a lot of different types of reagents, so I'm pretty happy with that moving forward. And yeah. So we've got quite a lot of ultramarine, viridescent, and some Yesralion seeds and all that jazz. So that's doing pretty well. We've got a nice stockpile for our inscription. And at this moment in time, jumping into our alchemy for first things. And at this moment in time, I can have a look at what is going to be more profitable. So for me, Unbridled Fury, even without the proc, at rank 3 is 43 gold profit. And then with the Vast Horizons for me, it's around about 200 gold profit for that at this moment in time. So that's pretty damn good even without the proc. So what I'm probably going to be focusing on going forward for raid nights is only crafting things that are at a profit, because it seems to be that they fluctuate, is the Unbridled Fury and a Flask, which is usually in profit. So sometimes I actually get like 3 of them at a time. So I'll probably craft those at a profit and then sell those in the near future instead of investing all of my gold into alchemy. Why don't I just... The most logical solution is to not hope for the proc all the time to do something awesome, and just craft anything that is at a profit that's at rank 3 and then use the proc on it to get more gold from that initial profit, and therefore be able to make more gold with the proc. So that's probably my method going forward with alchemy. With inscription, however, I noticed that a lot of glyphs have been selling. The things that of note that I have been selling is the War Scrolls. All of the War Scrolls seem to be selling like hotcakes on raid night, and the profit on them is like 34 to 37 gold, 27 gold profit on that. And the Tome of the Quiet Mind, which at this moment in time, the crafting cost for me is 128 gold, whereas I also get a profit of 122. That's pretty damn awesome, and I'm really, really chuffed with the way things are going for that. It's pretty damn good. Obviously, I don't have any of the contracts, but I can still, any of the contract ranks, because I didn't bother last year, but now I can create the Proudmoore Admiralty one, which is at a 0.14, 87 gold profit on that. And also along with this, I can then create the glyph of Tide Skipper, 808 gold profit on that. And it's basically been crafting every single glyph that I have. So if we go into glyphs, I've basically crafted every single one that is at a profit. And that is what I am continuing to do at this moment in time. So if I jump into glyphs for restocking, so have a look at that, I can actually craft a load now that actually needs restocking right at the second. So I probably will do that with my residue that I've actually got. Now, judging by this, I can see with the crafting restocks which ones are selling pretty damn well and which ones are not. So I'm okay with this going forward. The other things of note that actually have been doing quite well is the enchanting stuff. I actually ran out of my BFA raid enchanting stuff and enchants. That seems to be doing quite well as well. And gems are always selling for me. Now with the testing with basic inscription like the war scrolls, they are doing exceptionally well as well. So judging by this, the Tome of the Quiet Mind, Tome of the Tranquil Mind definitely need to be put up into a higher tier group for operations for the raid night, so we'll be doing that later on. And the war scrolls will definitely be crafted at a profit, but creating a lot more as we don't actually have to craft that many. Now with alchemy, we probably will just leave that at that, so now we can actually make a profit for investing less with that, and then once we can actually craft the others at a profit, we can then just do that moving forward. And then I can invest my time a bit more wisely into other different types of worth it things. So if I go into herbalism, I can then farm like Ajara's Veil for 13,880 gold for an hour, and then diversify our portfolio, so to speak, of what we're actually farming and then selling on the auction house. Dreamleaf's always a good one, but when you want to actually farm up Dreamleaf for 12,179 gold, don't just remember to cross-reference that with the milling module and see if you can make any more gold. So at this moment in time, sallow and roseate pigment that you get from your Dreamleaf crafts, well, milling, you actually make more of a profit overall from a stack of 200, which when you actually get through that, for the farms that go into herbs, I actually get 4 stacks of Dreamleaf, 4 stacks of 200, and that's 803 Dreamleaf. So if I mass milled that, and we go into our flipping module once again and have a look at Dreamleaf milling module, 7,000 gold profit from that, I can then times that by 7 times by 4 is 28. So and I can do that herb farm for Dreamleaf and then add an additional 28,000 gold if I turn it into the roseate and sallow pigments. I can now turn that into a decent farm, which I probably will be doing actually, because that seems pretty damn awesome. I may diversify that by crafting other different things with the roseate pigments, maybe craft cheaper glyphs and then sell those on for a profit, and then we can overall increase the gold. Now aside from that, that is basically what I wanted to cover for the day. It's pretty much just raid posting. We know the drill by now. It's just cancel and post, cancel, post, cancel, post, cancel, post. So that being the case, guys, have an awesome rest of the day and I shall see you tomorrow.